It's all right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Empire 161 Show, Season 5, Episode 5. Yeah, I am dealing with a bit of cold at the moment, so try to bear with me. I know it probably sound like crap, but it is what it is. Excited still to talk about some Yankees baseball here. Yeah, we're starting off with Deep Cover, which is one of Giancarlo Stanton's walk-up songs this season. If you have not been to the stadium yet, yeah, we're just an interesting week of Yankees baseball, I would say, to talk about, right? Like, yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. But thanks for joining us as always. If you're joining us on Facebook, if you're joining us on YouTube, if you're joining us on X, still Twitter, or wherever you found your audio-only podcast, we always appreciate the support. I am Ed, and with me as always is Lisa. Lisa, what's going on this Sunday evening, early Sunday evening?
What's going on this 70-degree weather, sunny Sunday evening? I'm loving it. I'm so loving it. It was a good weekend, Ed. The Yankees are starting to hit more and be more consistent and win the games that they should be winning. So that's always a good thing. I'm sure we'll get it. I know. I'm sure we'll get into that because I have mixed feelings about the two series we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about the series with the Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas Athletics. And also, they just finished a series with the Brewers. So we'll see. We'll talk about that. Ed's going to take his time today, right? Because he needs Vicks Vapor Rub and some Robitussin. And I know he's got something right there next to him. There we go. And he's got his Halls drops. So we're going to give Ed grace today because he sounded more like James Earl Jones today.
Yeah, it's not what you want.
It's not what you want. It's not what you want. But you know what? We all get, spring colds. We got allergy season going on. So we're going to pull through and we're going to make it.
Yeah, it's this is one of my favorite sports times of year because you got the NBA playoffs going, NHL playoffs going, Major League Baseball is going.
And Ed goes to all the games, everybody, for all three of those things when his teams are in the playoffs.
It gets interesting. I'll put it that way.
And then he also plays on at least two softball teams, maybe three. Just two this year.
No,
all right. You cut it back.
It's 3 in the fall. It's 2 year round otherwise now. So
got it.
Yeah. So busy schedule. That's what I'm attributing this little bit of a cold I got going on here, and probably need to kind of like chill for a day or two and whatever. But either way, that's here nor there. No,
I said he won't.
No, probably not. Whoops. Damn it. There is an issue with the mouse that's going on here. But
okay, it's not affecting the rest of us, just you.
No, it's not, but I do have to click banners at some point. So yeah, that could be interesting. But yeah, no, it's a fun time of year though. Also got the NFL draft that was on Thursday night. So it's like you do cheer for, you allegedly cheer for a football team, do you not?
I do, but only when the season actually starts. Look, nothing else exists now except for baseball for me. That's it. Okay. That's it. The baseball is my favorite and most watched intently sport.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. We'll put it that way. But still, there's ways. Like the NFL draft. I don't watch college football at all. I can't stand it. So I will read up on, like whatever the Giants are doing, whoever I'm interested in it. I'll do some reading and stuff like that, but can't be like, yes, we got this guy. I've never seen him play in my entire life. But, it's I don't know. Some people get really crazy with the NFL draft, but.
Oh, I know. I have a brother that gets really crazy with the draft.
Yeah. And then I would just please tell me about these guys that you're so excited about to watch right now. Like your personal opinion. It's like, you don't have one because you've never actually seen them play. So, whatever. But yeah, it is a really fun time, especially like with New York. We have the Yankees, Mets are playing too. We've got 2 hockey teams. Well, one of them's still alive in the playoffs. The other one has some bigger aspirations going on here. They will be playing this evening. The Knicks got their thing going on. They picked up a good win earlier today. So it's a lot of fun though. And then again, you also got baseball rocking and rolling, man. Like it's really a lot of fun. But all right, we got some little juice here in the mouse. So, all right. Well, let's get to it. Let's just hit it right away because our first game is probably also another side topic that we wanted to discuss. So let's take it back to last Monday afternoon, where the Yanks dropped an interesting one by a final of 2-0 to the Oakland A's. Carlos Rodon, he did his part, took a no decision, went 7 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 Ks. The Yanks offense, though, 3 hits on the entire day. There was a 2-run homer that was yielded by Victor Gonzalez late in the game, and that was pretty much it. I mean, the Yanks they really had no chance, but that kid Miller that came in to close for Oakland
Lights out.
Impressive.
Lights out.
I have with fantasy baseball and stuff. I'm familiar with him and I read up on him, but I've never actually seen him pitch. Man, I mean, he made Soto and Judge both look pretty bad.
He was throwing like 103.
103, 102. But Lisa, the crazy thing is, then all of a sudden, 89-mile-per-hour slider. Here you go. How the hell what are you going up there looking for? Like, it's insane.
That's like 1 minute it's him and the next minute is Jake Bauers throwing.
Yeah, it's filthy. And his slider's not like BS. Like, it's a legit good slider. It's got some good break on it, too.
Yeah.
When you got like a 14-mile-an-hour variance on your 2 pitches.
That's huge.
I mean, yeah, that's massive. But the crazy thing in this game, besides Miller's, lights out performance, I mean, that kid's going to be a problem for a while, was it the first inning? Was the bottom of the first or top of the second, where umpire Hunter Wendelstedt decided to throw out Aaron Boone. He ejected him out of the game, and Boone literally said nothing.
And the best part about not the best part, the craziest part about this is that the Yes Network was filming Aaron Boone when it happened. You saw he was going like this, looking at his hand. This is what he was doing. He was going like this, looking at his hand when he got ejected. And by the way, the fan behind him was such a punk because he changed his shirt.
Did he really? I didn't actually notice.
He had on a blue shirt, and then all of a sudden, afterwards, he had on a white shirt.
Oh, she probably figured that security was going to like try to track him down and like throw him out of there, right? So
I don't know. I mean, can you throw somebody out for saying something? Like everybody says something. So
no. Well, I mean, I've seen they do say that there's like lines you're not supposed to cross as fans. Like they can technically eject you, but I mean,
but this is a guy. This is a guy that was sitting in privileged seats. Like he was right behind the Yankee dugout. They're not kicking this guy out. He spent a lot of money on those tickets.
No, when you're down there, to tell you the truth, like they are a little bit like they will tell you to kind of like pipe it down a little bit.
I'll tell you to pipe it down, but I don't think unless somebody is like super disrespectful, and I don't even think the guy said anything like disrespectful. He was just like, "Yo, come on, whatever." Like,
Well,
But
that's why I think he wasn't thrown out then.
Yeah, the point is Hunter Wendelstedt, like he just wanted to kick Aaron Boone out.
Yes,
like
he was dying to.
He was dying to, and then his reasoning after the game, after he saw tape, was so weak. Oh, it was somebody at the far end of the Yankees bench that said something, and Aaron Boone is responsible for them. Are you like every game? People on the bench say stuff, and now all of a sudden you have a problem with allegedly one of the Yankees said something. Get out of here.
Well, there's a few things on this. Number one, you ever noticed, even like in softball and in baseball, like the umpires or officials that always have the shortest fuses are the ones who actually suck. Like they're terrible, and they're always getting it from everybody, and that's why they have the short fuse. Because they're already going into it super defensive. So he's also garbage. I mean, he's not Angel Hernandez garbage level.
Nobody's Angel Hernandez.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or CB Buckner. Like, he's not one of those two. But notice we know the umpires' names who suck. Because if you were good, we actually probably wouldn't know who the hell you were. So the thing was, he ejects Boone, right, for something a fan said, and that's when Boone lost it because he was like, I didn't even say anything. I was thinking, what is going on here? And he, after the game, when Wendelstedt was asked about it, he gave the excuse that Lisa that you had mentioned. But he also mentioned, though, he didn't watch the video. So he won't even watch it. That's what that's what infuriates me. He doubled down on it about it. So I was like, I'm going to stay ignorant about my mistake instead of just watching the video. And in 2 seconds, he would have known that he made.
Well, that's why he's so proud that he doesn't want to own what actually happened. My other thing too is let's hold the other umpires in his his pod. I don't know what they're called. Let's hold them accountable too, because they should be like, yo, you messed up. Just say that you messed up and apologize so we can keep it moving. You're making this pod, because I don't know what else to call it, look like crap.
I guess it's just the umpiring crew, because they have the crew chief.
Whatever, pod crew.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter.
But where are the other umpires in his crew to hold him accountable? Because let me tell you something, Ed, we're on the same team, right? If somebody on our team is acting a fool, because there are some people on our team who are very hot-headed.
Hmm. There are.
Both of us included in that.
I've had plenty of my shares with umpires, but I usually feel it's legit.
Well, I mean, everybody feels like it's legit when it happens. But what I'm saying is there's always at least somebody on the team who's going to be like, yo, Ed, calm down. Lisa, calm down. Whoever, calm down. Right? Mm-hmm. Where's the umpire and his crew that's like, yo, Hunter, you OD and calm down? Yeah. Or all of them saw that there was no reaction by Aaron Boone, and none of them was like, we understand, he messed up, you got kicked out, okay? Just leave.
And Wendelstedt's thing about, I didn't want you're the manager, so you're in charge of the bench. I didn't want to throw a player out of the game because people pay to see the players play. Is such a BS excuse. It's just totally bullshit. Yeah. Just on every level, man. Just, again, you should have just watched the video, saw it, and in 2 seconds would have known and been like, yo, listen, I messed up. I made a mistake. And that's it. And moved on. And you could have just respected it. Yeah, it would have been laughed at for a day, but it went on. But there's also a thing that is posted on X where you can see the umpires' ratings and their report the next day on any game you want. Wendelstedt was at a 64% balls and strikes efficiency in that thing. Because if you watch the game too, granted it was 2-0. Also, though, the strike zone was the size of the backstop.
It was very for both teams. For both,
both teams.
He was equally sucking on his calls.
Yeah, and it was almost like he was double parked, or he had dinner reservations or something he had to get to. It was absurd. So I don't know. Pretty awful job by Hunter Wendelstedt, though. But
yeah. Well, before we move on to the next game, I just want to say one thing about Carlos Rodon. It frustrates me when a pitcher has such a great game, and then the team can't hit for them. Because it was his first scoreless start as a Yankee and his longest scoring outing since July of 2022 when he was with the Giants. And this isn't the first game this year. It happened to Nestor Cortez recently.
Yeah, the week before.
I don't know. I hate when I see the last couple of games that he started, he's been going, he's been helping out that bullpen.
Yeah. He's pitching well.
Yeah, he's pitching really well. Also, shout out to him because when I met the Yankees, he's the only one that came and bent down and was right next to me in a picture. So I feel an affinity towards Carlos Rodon now that I didn't have before.
All right, and then so on Tuesday night, the Yanks would bounce back though to take out the A's by a final 4-3. Marcus Stroman picked up his second win of the season, going 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, and 9 strikeouts. Clay Holmes picked up his 9th save of the season. Anthony Rizzo was 1 for 3 with his second home run of the season. We'll be talking a bit more about Anthony Rizzo and home runs as the show goes on. 2 RBIs, and Giancarlo Stanton was 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored of his own. So
both of them first inning, and then nothing else happened.
yeah, the Yanks. I mean, without burying the lead here, the Yanks really struggled offensively outside of one game against Oakland, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the Oakland finale. But we mentioned what the expectations were going into it at the end of last week's show, and yeah, this is. I'm not going to go to Joe Girardi line because I was about to, but yeah, just the better the contending teams, when you get what's basically like a layup series for 4 at home, you gotta, sweeping any team is usually tough, but at least 3 out of 4.
Yep.
So we'll revisit that in a second though. You got anything else on the Tuesday night win over the A's?
Just because, we talk about all the players, I just want to say that prior to Rizzo's home run, Paul Blackburn, he faced 100 batters before allowing a home run, which is pretty impressive. And that was the longest streak by an Oakland A's starting pitcher since 2014. Do you want to know who the pitcher was?
Sonny Gray.
Yep.
There had to be a connection. I knew it.
Yep.
Sonny Gray, but listen, hey, outside of his time with the Yankees, he's actually pretty damn good.
He's very good, yeah.
Just not with the Yankees, though.
Nope.
Unfortunately. So then it takes us to Wednesday night, where the Yankees would go ahead and get their second win against Oakland by a final 7-3. Clark Schmidt picked up his second win of the season, pushing his record to 2-0. He went 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, and 2 walks and 6 Ks. Aaron Judge, 2 for 5 with his 4th home run of the season, 2 RBIs for him. Juan Soto did hit what was a big homer later in the game. He was 1 for 3 on the night with his 6th home run of the season, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Anthony Rizzo, 2 for 4 with his 3rd home run of the season. Couple of interesting tidbits about this game. So the Aaron Judge home run, though. Yeah, so it was a strike. It was a strike 3, but it was ended up deeming called a balk. So Judge did get another pitch and rightfully went ahead and took him deep to right center field. What?
So I couldn't tell at all. Like when they did the replay, I was like, I still can't tell. Still can't tell. It was like a foot tap, and it was so subtle, that one. I've seen balks where I'm like, I call it before the umpires do. This one though, I was like, what happened? Like, that's just his mannerism. Like a couple of pitchers do that kind of thing. And they showed it a couple of times. And Michael Kay even commented, like, some balks it's really clear and some it's really hard. And some, even after the replay, you can't tell. And that, for me, that was definitely one that I was like, you know what? Good for him. He took advantage of it and he hit a home run. But I don't know about that one. That might have been like an early happy birthday.
So I didn't get to see the replays on this one because I was actually at this game with our friend Joe. So no, I mean, again, I was annoyed that I was like, damn, Judge still struggling. But then he hits the home run. But then the rest of the night, though, he did have 5 good at bats. I mean,
yeah, he did.
This is the game for me that he started showing the signs of kind of like starting to snap out of a little bit.
Yes.
Because we've discussed last week his early season funk. That's, everyone's looking for reasons. We're looking for reasons. We're all trying to play detective here, and we don't really know. And again, it could just be he's off to a slow start, which I'm hoping, that's what it was. And we'll talk more about Judge, later on during the recap. But another thing I wanted to mention to you with this. So Joe and I grabbed hot chocolates later in the game. It was a little chilly that night. Definitely hot chocolate with water is hit or miss for me. No, it's always water there, but usually it's, me and you have had hot chocolate there 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But when they don't refill the machine and you kind of get the watery one, when it's like literally just like light brown water, gross. So it was steaming hot. So we'd let it cool
gross.
off. That was gross. I didn't even drink it. I actually just.
Oh man, that stinks.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'm sorry. There's something I want to say. 2 things I want to say. One, Anthony Rizzo's home run. So normally he doesn't have like high exit velo. This home run was 107.5 miles an hour and went 417 feet,
Bomb.
That's not typical for him.
No.
And then Aaron Judge, I don't know if they said this during the game or not since you were there, but after his home run, he moved to number 9 on the all-time Yankees home run list. That was his 261st home run. Do you know who he passed?
Derek Jeter.
He did.
Yes, he did. Now, in all fairness with Jeter, two totally different types of players.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But number 9 on the all-time Yankee list is extremely, I mean, we always talk about the higher you get on that list. That's very impressive.
No, for sure. And plus, I mean, he hasn't been in the league 10 years or anything like that.
Correct.
Or, pretty early on. So,
yeah.
And considering, the injuries he's had to deal with and stuff like that, time he's missed, I mean, he would have passed this a long time ago if he would have, it would have been able to stay on the field a bit more. So
that damn wall.
The wall, 2018 was a little bit rough, but yeah, the freak injuries that judges had to deal with. All right, so then that takes us to the series finale, which was Thursday night, and that's when playoff stuff was going on, draft and all this other crap. It was freezing at the stadium. It was cold. But Yanks went ahead. Yanks offense was apparently an interesting thing. They dropped this one by final 3-1, taking a series split with the A's. Nestor Cortez, though, he unfortunately took the loss, but he went 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, and 4 Ks. Anthony Volpe, 2 for 5. Jose Trevino, 2 for 4 with his second home run of the season, one that hit off the foul pole to right field. Gleyber Torres, 2 for 4. Alex Verdugo, 2 for 4. Yanks pounded out 11 hits.
Yep.
And scored 1 run. That's really difficult to do.
Yep.
Really difficult to do. But they managed to. A lot of banging into double plays. Yeah, this was a really, really frustrating one because the Yanks, you almost feel like they could have won this by accident when you have that many base runners on. But constantly loading up the bases and killing rallies with double plays.
I know. Well, I have a fun fact about Alex Wood, the A's starter. After facing the Yankees, he has now faced all 30 major league teams in his 12-year career.
Alex Wood?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came in too with a 7 ERA also, and
I know.
I expected the Yanks to completely just destroy him, and early on it looked like
expected the Yanks to destroy them in the entire series. Like this one was a tough one.
Oh, by the way, there was one thing I did want to mention about in the previous game. I completely forgot. It was from Katie Sharp. So back to that home run that Judge hit after the balk. That Aaron Judge is the 4th Yankee in the last 50 years to have balked, have a balk called while at the plate, and then hit a home run later in the at bat. The others, last one not recent. I mean, it was recent. Franchi Cordero on April 9th. Of last season versus the Orioles. I kind of vaguely remember that. Before that, Brett Gardner, July 23rd, 2014 against the Texas Rangers. And before that, Mark Teixeira, May 18th, 2009 versus the Twins. So, it doesn't quite happen that often. And it all happened in the last, 15 years. So, to find that kind of interesting.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, right. But like we were saying though, before we move on to the Brewers series, you take a series split against the A's at home. It's almost like you lost the series. That's how it felt, afterwards. It was highly disappointing. So, all right. So then that takes us to Friday night. Another one that was a bit of a rough one here. Yanks went ahead and dropped this one by a final 7-6, their first game in Milwaukee this season. Luis Gil took a no decision, 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 Ks, so not a good start for him. But Juan Soto, 2 for 4 with his 7th home run of the season and a walk. Alex Verdugo, 1 for 4 with his 3rd home run of the season and a walk. And Trent Grisham, 1 for 2 with a 3-run homer, his first home run of the season. His only hit as a Yankee also.
Yep.
First hit as a Yankee and a walk to add that on. So Yanks went ahead and dropped this one in extra innings. And Lisa, we were texting.
Yeah, we were.
The Yankee debut of Mike Tonkin. Two things about this. Number one, Clay Holmes threw 9 pitches. What are we doing here?
Why are we bringing somebody else in?
Why? Just let him go. Let him go the second inning. I get he's worked a lot leading up to it, but you have the lead at that point. End it. Just end it. You bring in a dude that you just picked up off the scrap heap and was with the Mets, got DFA'd by the Mets after one outing, went to the Twins, one outing, DFA'd, back to the Mets, also DFA'd, and then you pick him up.
All in the same season.
All in the same, and we're early in the season.
And we're early in the season. It's not even the end of April.
Yes, Lisa, I was going to say, it's still April. And this is the crap that this guy's dealing with. And he's just one of these dudes. Like, I felt he's up there throwing nothing. He's a guy who, in wrestling terms, you would think is like a jobber. He comes in, he's like the guy, a jobber. So, a jobber. Yeah. So
I thought you meant Jabba like Chamberlain. I was like,
no. Well, Jabba became a jobber eventually. So
he did.
So Lisa, basically the guy that would come in who has like no name and he's just there to lose to one of the guys. Yeah, those are the guys that are referred to as jobbers.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the guy. He was just like, his name was like Sal DeVito or something like that. He's just like, who's this guy? Whatever. I don't know. I just had no confidence in him. Like the second I saw him warming up, I'm like, he's toast. I know. And I was right because he was. And you were kind of like, who is this guy? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I was like, whose man's is this? What's going on?
Yeah.
That was bad.
But I put this on, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I do put this one on Boom, though, because you could have went Holmes for another inning easily.
You should have.
Yes. The win was there.
The win was there. Absolutely.
The win was there, and you gave it away because he couldn't go more than 9 pitches. I mean, come on. What are you talking about here, man? It's bullshit. All right, and then that takes us to last night, where the Yanks went ahead and pounded the Brewers 15-3. Carlos Rodon, though, got his second win of the season. This time the offense did show up for him, pushing his record to 2-1, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Aaron Judge, 1 for 4 with his 5th home run of the season, which was a bomb. 2 RBIs, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Alex Verdugo, who was moved up into the cleanup spot in this game, and that paid off, going 3 for 5 with his 4th home run of the season, driving in 4, 2 runs scored. Giancarlo Stanton later in the game, 2 for 5, 6th home run of the season, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Anthony Rizzo, 3 for 4, 4th home run of the season, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. And a hell of a lot of position players pitching at the end of this game for both teams.
Yes.
Because Jose Trevino went ahead and he's the one who actually closed this game out.
2 innings, right?
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that, Aaron Boone.
Better than Tompkin. Now I would know. I would add more confidence to Jose Trevino taking the mound than Tompkin. Wow. So there was a weird stat on this game too with the amount of runs scored for the Yankees. Oh, so yesterday, ready for this, Lisa? This is the second time in history that the Yankees and Red Sox both scored 15-plus runs on the same day.
You know what? The people who come up with stats, some of these stats, and find things fascinate me.
Katie Sharp, of course. That's my go-to.
Katie Sharp.
It also happened on August 3rd, 1948. The Yankees on that day beat the Tigers 15-3. And the Red Sox beat the Browns 15-8.
Wow.
How about that? Also, there was one other thing that I wanted to bring up here regarding it. Give me 1 second. So, the Yankees had gone 108 games without scoring double digits in a game. The second longest in team history.
Yep.
I believe it was 70, 71 that they were saying. It was the last.
It was a long time. It was before either one of us was born. Yeah.
Yeah. 1970, 1971 Yankees. Certainly not what you want. Because
Not at all.
that was a very tough time in Yankees history. Um, but earlier today, though, the Yanks would go ahead and take the series by a final of 15-5. Another beatdown of the Brewers. Marcus Stroman, though, took a no decision. Not a good start for him. 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 walks, and 4 Ks. Anthony Volpe, 2 for 4 with his 3rd home run of the season. 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, 2 walks. Aaron Judge, though, stayed hot here, 3 for 4 with his 6th home run of the season. 3 RBIs and a walk. Anthony Rizzo, 4 for 4 with his 5th home run of the season. 2 RBIs, a walk, and 3 runs scored. And that home run was his 300th of his career. So congrats to Anthony Rizzo on that one. Go ahead.
Do you know how many Yankees have hit 300? How many people have hit 300 home runs with the Yankees?
In the Yankee uniform, so obviously not ones that were lifetime Yankees. I'm going to say less than 10.
Nope.
Over 10.
Yep.
15.
15 before him. He's number 16. He's Sweet 16 on the list.
Close enough.
I'm going to really quickly read off the folks. I'm sure you know almost all of them.
A couple of them, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Reggie Jackson, Greg Nettles, Dave Winfield, Darryl Strawberry, Cecil Fielder, Ruben Sierra, Jason Giambi, Mark Teixeira, Matt Holliday, Giancarlo Stanton, and Anthony Rizzo. And I'm sure Aaron Judge is going to join that list very soon.
Wow. The fact that Ruben Sierra is on this list is mind-blowing. that is something.
And I want to also share a stat that Talking Yanks posted on X Twitter. They said that the Yankees have scored 15 plus runs in consecutive games for the 5th time in franchise history. The other 4 times were 1930, 1936, 1938, and 2007. That's a big jump.
It's a huge jump. It's a huge jump. Wow.
Big jump.
Well, good to see the Yanks bounce back, though. Take 2 out of 3 from Brewers have been off to a good start, though. So nice to see that before they head into Baltimore for
Oof.
Yeah, well,
that's gonna be an interesting series.
No, it is. It's gonna be an exciting series. I was just saying, like, considering the time of year it is, it'll be nice to get to see that. It should be a fun series.
Yep.
But later on in the season, obviously, we're going to see them a few more times after this. So we will see that. All right. So top of the heap, hitter of the week. Lisa, who do you got?
I think we probably have the same person.
Let's find out.
It's your favorite.
Ooh, is that who you went with?
I went with Anthony Rizzo.
Okay. All right. That's one of the 2 choices.
Yeah, so his average, all right, we didn't go with the same.
Uh-huh.
So his average this week was a 407. His OPS was 1.355, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 walk. His on-base percentage was 429, and his slugging was a 926. Who did you go with?
I went with Alex Verdugo.
Okay, you went with Doogie.
I went with Doogie. 292 on the last 7 games, 387 on-base percentage, with a 542 slug. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 5 walks, 7 hits, and 4 runs scored. So, no, both excellent choices, but it's also good to see other guys hitting besides just Juan Soto and Oswaldo Cabrera.
Yeah.
So, King of the Hill pitcher of the week.
We might have the same person.
Carlos Rodon.
Yep.
I didn't think there was really too many other options, to be honest with you.
No, not really.
No, he went ahead and pitched 2 great outings here, like Lisa had mentioned earlier, giving the Yanks some length now instead of 4 innings and 5 innings and stuff like that. He's going ahead and, saving the bullpen a little bit, or I don't even want to go with that phrase because it's the starting pitcher. He should be 6, 7, 8 innings. I think especially for a guy who's supposed to be like the number 2 starter on the team. So I would say that. But no, it's good to see Rodon starting to get going and get his groove here with the Yanks as well. Especially until Cole comes back, because we're going to need him until then.
You
all
want
right.
to read the stats, or are you good?
You can read the stats. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm struggling
you're
a bit right
a
here.
little.
Trying.
All right, so we're almost done. We're almost done. Rodon's stats for the week were a .69 ERA, 13 innings pitched. This is what you want. 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts. His WHIP was a .46, and his average against is a .073 for the week.
Yeah, keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling.
That's
and
right.
I also caught something on X that his wife had tweeted, because apparently she's pretty active on it.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about like she's gonna try to get him to get like an inseam or something like that with his jersey, because of the sweat that goes on with these new jerseys.
Oh man.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
I noticed some of the Brewers were wearing the new pants, because I could see like the pockets. Like I could see the outline of the pockets on some of them. Because
it has to just end like
and some of the Yankees actually had on the new jersey too, because it wasn't just Carlos Rodon that I noticed that it turned like that other shade of gray.
Oh, Stroman earlier.
Other guys, Stroman
sure.
and a couple position players too. I saw, and I was like, okay, interesting. Maybe they had to wash their other jersey and they had no choice. But
yeah, it's
only going to get hotter, folks. It's only going to get hotter.
Yeah, it's only this is not going away. It's going to be.
This is the cool part of the season.
Yeah, and if it's hot in Baltimore with the humidity down there,
well, it's supposed to be hot up here. Tomorrow's supposed to be 84, so
you would assume.
Yeah.
All right. So as we mentioned earlier, Yanks heading down to Baltimore and Camden Yards to take on the Orioles. Early season little battle here for the AL East 2 leaders. So Lisa, who do we got coming up in these pitching probables?
So they got 4 games together, and we have 3 full ones out of the 4, and then half of the 4th. So on tomorrow, the Orioles are putting Grayson Rodriguez on the mound. He's a righty, and he has a 3-1 record and 4.45 ERA with 34 strikeouts. He'll be going up against Clark Schmidt, a righty with a 2-0 record, 3.55 ERA, and 29 strikeouts for the season. On Tuesday, the Orioles will have Dean Kramer pitching. He's a righty, 1-2 record, 4.61 ERA, and 27 strikeouts. He'll be going up our boy Nestor Cortez Jr., a lefty, 1-2 record, 3.50 ERA, and 32 strikeouts on the season. Wednesday, Corbin Burns will be on the bump for the Orioles. Right-hand pitcher, 3-0 record, 2.55 ERA, 35 strikeouts. He'll be up against Luis Gil. He is a righty with a 1-1 record, 4.01 ERA, and 35 strikeouts on the season. And then on Thursday, it's our mystery man for Orioles. As of right before we came on the air, they didn't have anybody. I don't know if they added somebody. But the Yankees did put that Carlos Rodon will be pitching for us. So he's a lefty with a 2-1 record, 2.48 ERA, 30 strikeouts on the season, and our king of the hill for this week.
Yeah, so a good test for Carlos Rodon heading into Camden Yards, against a team who I expect will be going toe-to-toe with back and forth all season for the division crown. So should be interesting.
Yeah, and after that, they have one more series back home, and then they'll have an actual day off, because they have been playing for, I think, 10 days already straight.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. The schedule's been
crazy.
Yeah, the schedule's been pretty crazy. Like, it's a weird schedule since they altered things, to the balanced schedule now.
Also, the time of some of the games, like today was randomly 2:00, and then on Thursday, you asked me if I wanted to go to the game with you, and I would have loved to, but it's at 5:05 p.m. and I get out of work at 5, so I'm not making it.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that. It's the game against the Astros.
Why is it at 5:05?
I have
and they have a game against them the day after. Don't they?
No, it's the Thursday game. It's the last game of the series. That's
So it's a separate team on Friday. Got it.
Yeah, for sure. They're actually on the road after that, so I don't know what that's about, the 5 o'clock. I'm just surprised it wasn't a 1 o'clock start.
It's very weird, 5 o'clock start.
All right. Well, it's a quick one for us, though, this week. Thanks for joining us.
It's to preserve your voice, Ed. We need you because you have 2 podcasts.
Well, the other one's not going to be for a few days, so hopefully it's better for that. For those who have to endure that, if I'm still sounding like this, good luck. So thank you for joining us, as always, for joining us on the Facebook live stream. Sure, check out the Empire 161 show, and check us out there. There's just a bunch of highlights and lineups and all this other stuff that we share on there, so check us out there. Check out Pop Culture Pros, because that's who we are presented by, popculturepros.com. On YouTube, subscribe to Pop Culture Pros. On X, you can follow us and Pop Culture Pros. Follow Pop Culture Pros and Empire 161 Show on Instagram at @the_Empire_161_show. And find us there, and a lot of fun stuff going on there as well. We'll be back next week to talk about the Leagues and Yankees baseball and whatever the other happenings around the league are. So, see you next week. Let's go Yankees. Peace.
I just want to say Ed really doesn't feel well because he didn't make fun of the underscores today.
No, just getting through it. That's it. As long as I said it and kept it moving, I'm good.
Bye, everybody. Have a good week.